Going on, Tiger fans? So we just finished the series with Minnesota, and Minnesota series actually capped off the homestand because tonight they are actually in Houston. And I gotta say, it was a pretty successful homestand. The Tigers went 6-2 over their homestand, and they went for actually to get 2 straight sweeps. And I gotta say, the Tigers' offense this series, or this homestand in general, the offense was great, the pitching was outstanding, and they played some really, really good baseball games. And heading off to Houston, you hope that they continue playing as well as they have at home. Like I said, Tigers are always about a 500 team at home, or not at home, but on the road, and play very well at home. They win 50-some games at home. That's where they do most of their damage. But it seems like whenever the Tigers play crappy teams, they don't do very well. Hence the Twins, most last couple of years, have always given us a hard time, and the Royals were a pain in our side too. So let's start breaking down the Twin series. In Game 1, Max Scherzer went up against Mike Pelfrey, and Scherzer looked actually pretty damn good this game. His last start out, he had that one bad inning that kind of inflated his pitch count because he was cruising. Then he threw like 31 pitches in one inning, and it kind of hurt his pitch count. He ended up going, I think, 6th. This game, he looked awesome. The Tigers' offense looked great as well. Mike Pelfrey has been absolutely pretty horrible in general this year. He was a decent pitcher with the Mets. The Twins actually went out to a quick 2-0 lead in this game, but Prince Fielder had a big late 3-run shot, which drove the Tigers past the Twins to give them the first win of the series, and that was actually their 4th straight win up to that point. And in Game 2, it was Verlander against Vance Worley, and it was a rematch of opening day. And JV was flat out dealing this game. He looked just like the JV of old. And I want to touch on Justin Verlander here for a second. I've had a couple people comment on my videos saying, have you saw the articles about Justin Verlander's velocity being down, and people saying he's not good anymore? Yes, I have saw those articles. Now, they're completely blown out of proportion. Just because Verlander has been sitting from 89 to 94 this year more consistently and not throwing as hard late, people are like, oh, now he's not a great pitcher anymore and he's losing velocity. No, he's still hitting 97, 98 sometimes late in the game. It's just this year he's been getting more ground ball outs. He's mixing his secondary stuff more, and he's not just trying to blow everyone away with a fastball like he has the past couple of years. Because, Verlander's been voted the best fastball in the game by his peers numerous times, and, he has that great curve, he has a great slider, he has a great changeup. If this is Verlander losing velocity, and we're going to see this same Verlander the next 8 years, I'll gladly take it. Because Verlander's ERA at the end of the month was, I think, 2 or just a shade under 2. I mean, he was absolutely nasty. He was 3-2 with a 1.83 ERA with 41 strikeouts and a whip over just at 1.1. That's Verlander losing velocity and losing his stuff. I'll gladly take those numbers all day, every day, if that's Verlander losing his ability to pitch and he's not going to be a hard thrower anymore. I just don't get that article. It's by Jeff Passan. There's nothing to be worried about. Just because he's not hitting 100 with 120 pitches in the 9th doesn't mean that he's losing his velocity or anything. Like I said, he's still hitting 97, 98. Just Verlander every year has become a better pitcher. He's pitching. He's not just throwing, trying to blow guys away. You want to see Justin Verlander throw 100 miles an hour, just go watch his rookie first couple years in the big leagues. That's all he did was throw 100 early innings. Now he don't have to do that. If he wants to get guys out with sliders the first couple innings, he'll get guys out with sliders. He wants to get guys out with changeups or curveballs and to throw his fastball to the black just as maybe get him over a pitch, to set up his other stuff. So be it. And he's not throwing 95 the entire game. So be it. He posted the best April numbers of his career. And for people to blow it up and act like Verlander, oh no, big contract, his velocity's going down. Yeah. 1.83 ERA for the month. Yeah, he's doing horrible. So, Verlander pitched a gem. Tigers offense woke up this game, finally hit Vance Worley around a little bit, because Vance Worley, he sucks. And for some reason, on opening day, he was pretty good at shutting this down. I don't know why, because he's been crappy so far this year. But the Tigers got to him. And then the last game was Scott Diamond and Anibal Sanchez. Anibal Sanchez was coming off his 17 strikeout performance game, which I went to. And he had a rough first inning. He had a couple walks and a hit. He ended up throwing 31 pitches in the first inning alone. But he bounced back and ended up striking out 9 over 6, which is a pretty damn good K9. If you look at that, and he only surrendered, I think, 3 runs. Bruce Rendon pitched this game, and it was his final game of the year already. He's already been optioned down to AAA because his command has been awful with the fastball. I think there's something wrong with Rendon's delivery because guys should not be getting as good of swings as they do off Rendon's fastball. I think he's somehow tipping his pitches, or somehow he's opening up in his stride, allowing guys to see it's fastball. I mean, I know that hitters know that all he can really throw right now is a hard fastball. You know, his secondary stuff is still a work in progress. But for these guys to be able to see it as well as they are, I mean, he's not even getting many swings and misses on it at all. You know, I think it's somewhere in his delivery. You know, if he changes up his delivery a little bit, maybe, you know, learns to hide the baseball a little bit better, and the ball comes on guys a bit later in his delivery, you know, so they're not seeing it as well. You know, that'd probably help him out a little bit because these guys are just, they're smashing his fastball around, really. And his secondary stuff still needs to be harnessed a bit more. And, you know, going down to AAA is probably not a bad idea. Luke Puckonen was optioned up to the big leagues after that. Scott Diamond, why? I can't, I don't know. He owns the Tigers. Since 2011, there has been no pitcher that has owned the Tigers more than Scott Diamond. He has absolutely made us his bitch and destroyed us every time he's faced us since 2011. I can't even remember a start where we've made him work. You know, Bruce Chen was on that list. They showed the 5 pitchers, and I don't remember the other ones, but he just owns us. Oh, Gavin Floyd was on that list too, and CC Sabathia I think it was as well. But I don't get it, man. He shut us down. He was actually no-hitting the Tigers through like 4 innings until they got a couple runs. But you can't complain at that homestand. 6-2 overall. You took two series in a row. You know, the Tigers have done nothing but take almost every series they play. I think there's only been 3 series this year, or 3 or 4 series this year they haven't taken. So they've done very well at doing that, at least taking a couple games out of the series. So tonight they head off to Houston, and Ricky P is going up against Jordan Lyles, and he better pitch well. I mean, you're facing the Astros, a team, one, that doesn't have a great offense. They're strikeout prone, so when Fister and Scherzer and JV go up against them, you can see some definite strikeouts coming. You know, they're strikeout prone. They don't have a good bullpen. Their pitching staff is awful, especially Philip Humbert, and he's 0-6 on the year. So if Ricky P comes out and gets shelled by the Astros, I'm going to be pissed because there's no reason for it. If anything, this should be a confidence builder start because they're awful. They need to take 3 of 4 from these guys to start a successful road trip, because after that you got to go to Washington for 2, and they're a good team despite what their record says. So that's all I got for you guys today. You know, like I said, successful homestand. People quit blowing Verlander's velocity being down, if you want to call it, out of proportion. You know, Rendon will be back, I guarantee you, sometime this year, but he needs to get his stuff back together, and just the team needs to keep doing what it's doing because they're hitting very well. The pitching's good. The bullpen has not been that bad at all. They were really good this series. The whole homestand, I should say. So I got for you guys today. Go Tigers.